I know. You're wondering, am I in a trauma bond? Is my friend trauma bonded? What is going on here? I'm here to help you today. I'm here to talk to somebody because this is not fun. But the good thing is there is hope. And I'm going to give you tips on how to recognize a trauma bond so that you know if you're in one, what to do, how to get out of it, and then how to live a peaceful life after said trauma bond. So if you're experiencing this, you have come to the right video. Because this channel isn't just about drama and trauma. This is about uncovering your gifts and talents, getting the things that are in the way of said gifts and talents out of there so that you can have a happy, wonderful, joyous life. What is a trauma bond? I'll tell you what it is not. It is not two people bonding over past trauma. No. What it is really an addiction. So it's like you're addicted to this person who is abusing you. And that is really awful. It really is. And if you're going through this, my heart goes out to you. I am here for you. So stay tuned to the end. First of all, the way that you can recognize a trauma bond is if you're feeling that speedy energy when you're either with them or not with them, almost like you're in trouble or you've done something wrong. See, that's your instincts telling you that something is off. Anytime that you're trying to seek validation from somebody else, something is off, especially if this is somebody that you love. Somebody that you love, if it's healthy and if it's authentic love, you'll feel safe with them. You won't feel scared. You won't feel like you're walking on eggshells. So that's another sign. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells, looking for approval, this could be a trauma bond. If there's major highs and major lows, that's definitely a trauma bond. It could almost feel boring when you get in a healthy relationship because it's not going to be a roller coaster ride. If you feel like this person is undependable, meaning you have no idea what you're going to get from them. 1 minute they're really nice, 1 minute they're really rude, 1 minute they like you, the next minute they don't. If you feel like you're competing with them or other people to get their attention, that could very well be a trauma bond. If you feel really excited when you're around them, almost speedy, if you catch yourself feeling like you're addicted to them, maybe you even say things like, oh, I can't get enough of you. I'm addicted to you. That's not a good sign, unfortunately. Dr. Ramani says if you describe the relationship like magical and you can't quite put your finger on it, you don't know what it is that you like about them. If it's pure, authentic love, you would be able to say, they're really kind. They're very dependable. I know what I'm getting with them. It's very even-keeled. It's not this magical, like, I don't know, when I just met them, I knew, I felt this immediate attraction. I know that the romance novels and the Hollywood has been promoting that kind of romantic love, but really that's attachment. That's a trauma bond. My therapist once told me, he's like, Lea, because you've been in so many narcissistic relationships, a healthy relationship is going to feel a little boring because it's not going to have these major highs and major lows. It's going to be really dependable and even. You're not going to feel like you're lobbying for position to get their attention and love. You're not going to feel like you're walking on eggshells. You're not going to feel like everything that you do is wrong. It's going to feel very consistent, which, if you've been in a trauma bond, might feel like it is not passion. See, often you can confuse a trauma bond with being really passionate. That's another sign. If the chemistry is firing and wiring, but you don't have the really important conversations, that could very well be a trauma bond. If when you do have important conversations, the other person gets a little shady, oh, I told you I can't bring my emotions into it. Anybody who is emotionally detached is a dangerous person, because that means they don't care about your emotions. They quite literally want to use you like an object. And that gives a sense in you that makes you crave real connection. That's where the addiction comes in, because you're like, oh, I want to feel this connection because we have this big passion, but the connection is not there. They are just using you. If anybody says that they're not ready for a relationship and yet they're, intimate with you or taking you on dates, that is not a good sign. That is a trauma bond. What are they interested in then? They're interested in you as an object. That's a trauma bond. If you feel like you have to get their approval, meaning anytime they ask you to do something, you feel obligated, not from a sense of wanting to, but from a sense of, I'm going to be in trouble if I don't do this. I'm going to get punished if I don't do it. Another sign of a trauma bond is if they're very flippant and aloof and you can't get a hold of them when you want to, but when they want to get a hold of you, you better be on it. You better be ready. They'll call you 100 times. Where were you? What's going on? That's a trauma bond. If you feel like you're throwing your hat in the ring, like, oh, give me a chance, that could very well be a trauma bond. If you hear yourself saying things, or your friend is saying things that you think is in a trauma bond, and it's super abusive, and you're wondering, why in the world is this person staying with this person? Then that could definitely be a you know what, right? Could you be trauma bonded? Then be trauma bonded. Doesn't have the same ring, does it? Right? No. So what do? Well, like with many of the narcissist videos that I've had in the past, anybody that you're trauma bonded to is not healthy. So you really need to go no contact. You really do. If you're in a co-parenting situation and you have to be in communication with them, then it's going to have to be a low contact, gray rock type situation. You can't continue this in a healthy manner. It's like a heroin addict saying that they could be with heroin just a little bit. No. So what do if you are trauma bonded? You really need to go no contact. Block them, stay away. Like I said, if you have to, go low contact if you're co-parenting with this person, but it's going to make the process a lot more difficult. So if there's any way that you can go no contact, it's the best. What does no contact mean? That means telling all of your friends and people who love you that you don't want to know anything about this person. Nothing. Zero. Nada. So don't even try to snoop. Don't even try to go look on their social media. That's why you block them. It's not for them, because they'll still look at you if they want to. There's a million fake accounts. They'll come in and hoover you with trolls and whatever. So it's not about them. It's about you. Don't look at their stuff. One picture can get you trauma bonded to them again, wanting to make it work. Or maybe they put a love song up and you know it was your love song, or you're wanting to make it work because now they're with somebody else and you're like, believe it or not, that can bond you to them more. So you got to just go cold turkey, just like the junkie. You can't dabble in it at all. Just leave them totally alone. And then what do you do with that free time? You love yourself more. You love yourself a lot and often and then some. I love the exercise where you take a glass of water and as you're drinking it, imagine you're filling yourself with self-love. Go do things that you love to do. Listen to music, especially music that they hated. Do all the things that they didn't like. Own yourself again. If they didn't like pink, wear pink all the time. If you guys had an argument at a restaurant or if they discarded you there, go there and have a great time, alone or with friends. Recreate experiences for yourself. Journal. Remind yourself of why this is unhealthy, because you have to remind yourself. Logically, you know, just like the drug addict. Logically, I know crack and heroin is not good, right? If you've ever had an addiction like that, you know. I've heard this from many people who faced addiction. They knew logically it's not good, but they thought they could just dabble in it. You can't dabble in it. If you have this toxic relationship that's set up as a trauma bond, you cannot dabble in it. It's going to hurt you every single time. Nobody is strong enough to mess with that. So get into therapy, take a class, join in a community. YouTube is free. This is a tremendous resource. Even just commenting and joining in this community can help you break free of it. This is a living transcript. If you write in the comments, it's like a living, breathing testimony. You can see other people who've experienced this. Let me know if you have experienced this. There's also a part of you that may want to fix it. You want to make it better. That's a trauma bond. Any healthy, authentic relationship, two people are growing together. It's not going to be you wishing that you were better. If you find yourself going, why? What did I do wrong? What happened? That's a trauma bond. Because in a healthy relationship, when people split up, there's nice communication. You're not going to have to block the person. There's not going to have to be this no contact situation. I've broken up with people in the past and we're still friends because we're not trauma bonded. It was painful and it might take a little time to heal from that, but you don't get this really weird charge like the hot, sweaty, cold thing, right? Your heart isn't beating all super fast. It's even keeled. It's stable. Anybody who really loves you, you're going to feel stable in their presence. You're going to feel better when you leave being with them, not worse. So check in with how you really feel and the truth of the situation. And if you're in a trauma bond, I'm sending you so much love, and I promise you can get out of it. There are gifts and talents in you. Fulfill your life purpose. The more you do that, the more you get bonded with your purpose on this planet, the less you are bonded to a toxic person. You got this. I know you can do it. Let me know how this video helps. Preach me. I'll see you next time.